with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. 70 yards. And the River Hogs just continue to roll. Extra point just does sneak over the bar. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp on.
And he loses the football a second time. But thankfully, this is corralled by the offense, so they will, in fact, hold on to the football. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a 2nd and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Arnold. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, mini camp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
56, Mike, 56.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bishop. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Portland's offense now about set to take over. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. The offense on 3rd down tonight, no problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 56 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Down to about the 22 here. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down at about the length of the football. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. On play action, they'll throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A big-time sack there on 4th down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear a peep of protest out of them. That's just who they are.
On 1st and 10, Bishop. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. On 1st down, Bishop. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And not able to get it that time. He hit on 6 straight passes. Not there, 2nd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
2nd and 10. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the 1st with a very effective stiff arm. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give him 12 yards that time. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down. A chance for a 1st touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Bishop. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. This opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but, yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
Now for the point after. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. So that one a long 11-play drive. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This taken in right around the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the 4th quarter, and now can really take some time off the clock. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for Portland, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for San Antonio, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.